بسم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Um, welcome. Welcome to the second episode, and thank you so much for taking the time. Bear with me because today the podcast is gonna be actually longer than the previous one. I have something to discuss that I haven't really gone deeper on that first episode, where I feel the need of maybe explaining well what I really meant there, and from there we will take it to how actually I got to the point where I am right now, and of actually starting taking action toward what I want, and what has clicked in my mind to get me to change my situation. So with that said, let's start, inshallah. On that first episode, I remember saying something that wasn't accurate. I wouldn't say it was wrong, but it's not accurate. I said that nobody cares about what you're going through, and I have to be careful with my words because I don't want really to get any false message or outside, because that wouldn't be really good, because that's not actually my point. With nobody cares about what you're going through, I will explain right now what I meant, and to do that, we have to look at that from three different angles. So I think it's gonna be much easier. So the first one could be as objectively looking at our life. Maybe I'll give an example because I think it's gonna make it even clearer. Me, at this point in my life, I would look at my life, and I do have friends that really care about me, and I have my parents, they care about me, and I have a lot of people that really care about me, and I can see that. However, I haven't seen any change in my life, and that wasn't because of them, because they really have done their best, and they supported me with their time, their inspiration. They tried to push me, but somehow something wasn't clicking. So they really done all they could do, but still they haven't moved me from my current position. So that's one. The second one was me being looking at my situation and looking at my life as actually a victim, where I was thinking, my God, no one is really helping me out, and hoping that maybe someone will come and save me, or that some changes will happen in my mind, and suddenly I will be this successful person, or change. I don't know. I don't even know what I was really thinking, because everyone really interpret that in a different way. For some people, maybe it's a wishful thinking, where they wish things will change somewhen, but actually they don't change. Or maybe it's you waiting for someone that's gonna come and save you. or that one day you will wake up and your life has changed. So that's was also one, and the third one was me being objective on these two realities, where I was seeing that yes, everyone was there for me, but somehow I wasn't doing nothing. And um, I also had the reality where I was thinking, oh my God, I'm a victim of my circumstances, of my maybe I would say of my genetics, somehow, because at times you would want to think I was born this way, so I cannot do nothing. So this was also something, and both of them really weren't taking me somewhere. And when I left both ideas and thought, you know what? I think none of this is real. Meaning, yes, my friends can be there for me, but they cannot really change my life. And no, I'm not. Uh, I'm I'm not the victim of my circumstances, of my reality, or my genetics. Then I was left with only one thing, and one thing only, and that was everything is on my hand, and I'm the sole responsible person for my life and how it's gonna turn around. And once I've seen that objectively, then I think it made everything much clearer, at least to me, because from there on, I was confronted with really two choices. One is to give up and say, you know what, I'm not gonna do nothing because I don't have the courage, or I'm a fearful person, and I'm gonna let all the stuff guide my life. Or I had a second choice where I had to be brave and be a courageous person and overcome my fears and all the stuff. And I think I'm not really sure if I have really explained well my point in there, but my sole point was that at the end of the day, no one really has the time and the energy, or they should, nor they have to be there to help you, or to make your life or to put your life in order, or make your dreams come true. Nobody really has to do any of that, and you better make peace with that, because if you don't, you're just setting yourself for a lot of resentment and a lot of I think of anger, and maybe you won't be doing nothing in your life, and that's not really a good way to live. So I hope this has made any sense, because it's really yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but I hope I made my best in there. But yeah, um, let's get to where I'm actually right now, because I think if somehow I did make the choice to start making some changes, it's because something has happened where I was thinking really, this is a um, this is a time where I need to make a choice. Like, I either give up on myself and think I'm a victim, or I will have to do something about it. And all this ideology, I think, um, came. Um, um, I think, it's maybe the experiences that I was that I was having, and a book that I was also reading at the time, which I really recommend to everyone because there are some really good ideas in there that will benefit everyone, um, really everyone. And the book is Existentialism is Humanism. It's from Jean-Paul-Sartre. I think is a French philosopher, and he really has some good points where um, um, he goes on explaining how we are all so responsible for our life, that um, our life is a result of our action, uh, which means actually that we are not um, we are not the result of our circumstances or any of that. We are the result of the action that we're daily taking, and those action that we are taking daily are creating and are creating the the person that we are today. Meaning, you are what you are right now, and what you are as a collective. It's the collectivity of the action that you have taken till today. So have you made different action, you would be actually a different person. So with that said, um, if you're not happy with the person that you are, you can change at any time by taking different actions. And you taking different action is gonna lead to you being a different person. And I really much agree with what he says, because it's true. And he had also a really good point that really connected some dots in my mind, which is that we really never have to take or we cannot call ourselves out in this world. Meaning, you cannot think that you're not valuable and that you're not adding nothing to this life. Meaning, whether you want it or not, you're adding something. You either making the world a better place, or you're making the world a worse place, but you're adding something any time with any action that you're actually taking. So with that said, you cannot really think that what you're doing is not affecting other people. Whatever you do is affecting other people. The thing it's really hard for us to think about that, or to really take that in consideration. But it's really true. And I could see that in my life, and that came actually to my mind, um, and realize how that is actually true, because um, I could see myself and my reality in it. Um, I was, um, I remember, I think maybe a week ago or something, I was really pissed. I was really pissed, and I was thinking, why this world has to be this way, where people are not honest, nobody is really genuine, and everyone is giving up on their life because life is just hard, or maybe when things are getting hard, everyone just gives up because um, they just don't have the patience or the endurance to stay or to stick till they get what they want. Um, and when I was actually thinking about all this stuff, I realized that I was myself doing the same things. So I, I was thinking, if I'm doing these things, I'm complaining about something that I'm adding myself to the world, and that's that's an hypocrisy in itself. You complaining about something that you're actually doing, and that got me to really think a lot. And when I realized that, I was thinking, if I don't want that to be there anymore, or if at least I want one less person to be less of those qualities that I don't like, I should be that person, because I don't have really control on what others are gonna do, but I have control on myself. And if at least me gonna take action to correct all the stuff that I don't find uh, desirable or good in maybe some people, I should change that on myself. And as I was thinking about it, um, I was trying to connect it with how this is gonna affect, and how I should not see myself, or to not call myself out, because I'm not making really any huge difference in the world. Because it's, you would think, well, I don't know how many people were in the world, you would think what I'm doing is not really affecting anybody, and how, or who am I actually to change the world. But um I I was, um I was going deep on that thought, and um I was seeing, I would say, for example, uh how could be that someone is not genuine, or how could be that someone is not honest. And then I would think of different situation where I'm not honest myself, or I'm not genuine myself, and I thought of myself, another person could be thinking the same when I'm not genuine or honest with them. So that same person is people that actually thinking how that people are not being honest. So every one of us is actually adding to that, and we're thinking it's not me, it's someone else, but actually me and you, it's us. So it's like me changing and you changing, it's gonna affect actually us to change. And when that got in my mind, I actually thought of myself, I want to, in my little circle, and on the people that I'm gonna affect by interacting with them, or by whatever, having a conversation or relationship with them, I want to affect them in that way. I wish I would see the world. And there somehow it came to my mind that quote from Gandhi: "Be the change you want to be the change you want to see in the world." And it really makes a lot of sense, and it's not BS or anything like that. Meaning, um, we should not really call ourselves out and think that what we do is not affecting anyone else. What we do on a daily basis is affecting everyone. And I think today I had also I had different experiences, and um, I could say I wouldn't have been able to do this podcast. Haven't I been honest with myself the entire day, and I really had a lot of um, let's say a lot of moments, and where I really had to choose what to do, and uh, I couldn't be lying or doing something unethical with myself, and then try to portray to someone else how they should live their life, or why we should maybe um, hope for things to change. So the thing is, um, because because of that, I really had a beautiful day. Meaning, I had my challenges, and at any time, I just could notice that I wasn't sleepwalking on every decision I was making at any time, because I was really conscious about every decision. And one that really struck me was the conversation that I had this afternoon with two girls um, at a coffee shop. And I think this may just um, clear some. Yeah, I think you will get something from it. I'll just uh, um, I'll just tell what happened in there, and you will take your own conclusion from there on. So, as I was reading, and I promised to myself uh, from the time that I really started this, that I would be following that. I would call it a voice, like, inside of me, that it tells me, it pushes me toward situation that at times I feel I need, because somehow it's like they're calling me. um I don't know how to explain it, but it seems like, those experiences are calling me, and how they do it is by um connecting to that voice of mine, which tells me you need to do a certain thing. So all the while I was reading my book and having my coffee, I just turned around, and I've seen these two girls, and the place is huge, meaning was really full of people. Yeah, I need to give that, because um, it will explain the pressure and why I was thinking the way I was thinking. So, all the while I was reading my book, I've seen the two girls. I thought I should talk to them. I didn't knew really why, but I just felt there was a connection in there, and I had to just talk to them somehow. But then something came to my mind, and my fear was telling me, if you would go now and they would somehow reject you by saying, oh no, we are busy, or we don't want to talk to you, or something, how everyone is going to perceive you in the coffee shop. And the coffee shop was really um, like full, and it's a regular place where I go all the time. So it's like you're thinking, if something happens in there, my reputation is on the line. That's how my mind was framing that. And as much as I wanted to keep reading my book, like, that voice was really telling me all the time, you have to do it. So as I keep trying to push it away, it would come and even stronger, to the point where I was thinking, if I don't do this, I wouldn't even be able to do the podcast, because I would be just lying, and I wouldn't be able to do it because I wouldn't be really honest. And I really want to do this, so I had to stand up, like, for what I think, and follow my follow that voice and follow my intuition. So I said, you know what, let's do that. I just took my chair and I went to the two girls, and I just really explained to them that I just felt the need to talk to them. Why, I didn't know, but I just was curious to know what they were doing, and that maybe it could be actually interesting to talk to them. So we, from there on, we really had a good conversation, and it struck me because the girls weren't really what I was thinking, and hadn't I done that, I think I wouldn't have felt good about myself coming back home. And also, I got to learn something which uh, is, I think, is really nice, and I would like to share with you too. As we had our conversation, they told me that actually they found brave that someone would do something like that, because it's really unusual. And second, that it's actually good because it lead us to connect and not miss on a good conversation. And that at times we really have some preconceived ideas about someone, which you have to drop once you get to know them. And that happened to me even there. And I've explained also my current situation to them, so they dropped all their also preconceived ideas, that I'm a confident guy, I'm an easy or outgoing guy, which I'm actually not. And I'm just trying to push myself to be it more, because I wasn't this way all the time. But my point is, we all have ideas about people, and at times we have all these fears that hold us back from talking to strangers, where you could really have some good connection with them. And one thing that I wouldn't really forget, because it was really interesting and I really liked it, in case you are evaluating, maybe talking to strangers or talking to a girl that you might find attractive. um thing like two things I think really were interesting, for me at least, because I think they're really valuable. One, um, it's actually where you meet the person. Where you meet the person, it tells you a lot about it. It tells you about the person and what the person values. The coffee where we were, everyone was minding their business or trying to work on maybe some side activities that they had. Um, and they really didn't had any um, pushy energy, or they didn't had really anything to prove to anyone. So um, that's a collective energy that I kind of felt from the people that were there. And second, that if someone somehow rejects you, or maybe you go into a girl and uh, she behaves badly and tells you go, and she makes a scene and all this kind of a stuff, that's not really about you. It's more about her than it's about you. And you shouldn't you shouldn't be afraid uh, if that even happens, because it really doesn't say something about you. It says more about her, that it's her the problem and it's not you. So yeah, I think to wrap it up, I think being honest with yourself uh, at any time, it's really important. um, I think at any time in your life you have a chance to be consistent on who you are, and you always have the choice, and you are always making the choice. So that's up to you. And to be, or just to know that every single action or choice that you're not taking, or that you're taking out of fear, is also saying something about you and is pushing you actually out from the person that you want to be. So be mindful about what you do, meaning every choice you make at any given time is talking about you and about who you are and what you stand for. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time. If you have any feedback, please leave some comments below. I would love to have some constructive feedbacks. And yeah, I mean, if you've taken the time to listen to this, I just thank you. That's all. That's it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.